Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm back with more Total War Warhammer 2 online action. Apologies guys, my voice is still a little bit raw, but we are recovering. Today we're here with RNS SALTSPITE and the Pirates of Sartosa. They're going to be taking on the pre-DLC Lizardmen. Hopefully I'll be able to bring you guys some early access action within the next week or so. We'll see. But as it is right now, we've got this battle replay. I'm going to be releasing a few more battle replays this week. I've also got plans to do an ever-chosen analysis video. I just didn't have time to put that together today, unfortunately, as I have some real-life work things to do, but that should be coming out within the next couple days. Regardless, in this battle submitted by Shetland Apache, gone with a very different and interesting Vampire Coast build. So we've got several units of Sartosan Free Company scattered around in Vanguard, all hidden in the woods, ready to get this full surround here. And then in the center pocket, we've got Aranessa, the Lamprey's Revenge, Fleet Captain, Lore of the Deeps. Very interesting. You almost always see Lore of Vampires. This time we've got Denizens of the Deep to summon more crabs, and Van Geist's Revenge for some AoE damage, and of course 2 Rotting Leviathans. And let's see here, a couple Fell Bats as well. For the Lizardmen, we've got Mazdamundi up on the Palanquin there. 2 Solar Engines, we've got Skink Cohort mixed with Temple Guard and a Rev Crystal. 2 Clever Girls on the flanks, and yeah, pretty much it. So we're going to get the battle rolling. You can see Aranessa and the Crab Squad going to be pushing straight up the pipe here. Mazdamundi going to use Ruination of Cities, not exactly sure why. It does pretty much no damage to large targets, and it's not like it hit anyway, just ended up doing a bunch of damage to those skinks, so yeah, that was a little bit rough. But nonetheless, the crabs are just pushing forward here. Aranessa, of course, with her item, does give an area of effect bonus versus large, so that's why, honestly, a lot of the Lizardmen tools to deal with a build like this, you know, are kind of counterintuitive. Something like, you know, like a Carnosaur or something is just going to get torn up by guns, obviously. But here you can see Aranessa uses the snare nets that she's got access to, and then we're going to get an Overcast Van Geist's Revenge here, just ripping down that line of Temple Guard, doing a ton of damage. Very, very nice play there. And then the crabs go ahead and pull away, pull into this other pocket, form into a nice little Death Star here. And again, all these targets that count as large, these Feral Cold ones, these Bastillodons, the bonus versus large will apply there. So you can see all these units from that item that Aranessa has have that bonus there. So yeah, like the Clever Girls, the Bastillodons, all going to be in pretty rough shape. That being said, the Pirates of Sartosa now starting to filter in. You can see they're dual-wielding, you know, cutlasses, getting in here, duking it out with the old skink boys. They'll trade very cost-effectively into the skinks, but it looks like we're going to get a banishment here from Mazdamundi, Solar Engine firing in point blank as well. So, yeah, Sartosan's having a little bit of a rough go of it, but over here we've got some bats and some Free Company just tying up this Rev Crystal for the time being. If you take an overarching look here, you can see we've got some Temple Guards kind of hanging around at this point. Well, we're going to get another Van Geist's Revenge here down the line of Temple Guard. I want to say this one wasn't overcast, but I don't know. It still did a ton of damage. And yeah, those Temple Guards suffering pretty badly from the area of effect spells. Obviously, the Death Star kind of nature of having so many single entities and big monsters stacked on top of each other like this does mean that it's going to be hard for halberd infantry to really make solid contact. In order to break something up like this, you really kind of need monsters of your own. But of course, the Bastillodons are not really cut out for this kind of Death Star work. You can see the Solar Engine, despite being relatively healthy, is just not happy in terms of its leadership. It's kind of surrounded a little bit and getting attacked from multiple directions. Mazdamundi here trying to blow up some Fell Bats, while the Temple Guard continue to hold out. Another Ruination of Cities, again doing a little bit of friendly fire, but it did catch some of those Sartosan Free Company as well. Free Company, relatively light units, going to run out of steam pretty quickly here, but they are fast enough to be able to chase away some of these skinks. They'll kind of wash up against the Temple Guard, but the other units still do very well against here. You can see over here, these Free Company up against the Temple Guard. Yeah, they're not going to do a whole lot. They have okay stats. They do have a bonus versus infantry as well, but yeah, with the heavy armor and everything of the Temple Guard, they're not going to do much there. You can see the crabs pulling up and around trying to get a rear charge. Little skinks on the back there throwing their javelins, but it's not going to do a whole lot. Arnessa and the fleet captain here using their crabs to good effect. And it looks like we've got a taunt over here, as well as a Rev Crystal. The crab eating some of those Temple Guard as their melee defense is currently lowered. Very nice use of the taunt there to go after the elite halberd infantry. And yeah, this giant enemy crab very, very angry at the moment and just taking its wrath out on those poor Lizardmen. And yeah, the Rev Crystal, you know, I don't actually see it that much in competitive play. I think that the recharge time on it is probably just a little bit too long. You rarely will get even like 4 uses out of it in a given battle, but yeah. The snare nets again being used to just pin these Temple Guard in place, not allow them to get to where they need to be. Very nice control ability, and it also has a melee defense debuff component as well. Certainly very useful. Looks like we've got another banishment here. Those Free Company are going to book it to try and get out of the area of effect. They do manage to dodge that relatively well. They're going to be able to chase these routing Temple Guard here. Well, maybe, unless they get screened out by skinks here, which it looks like they did. And they will take a little bit of damage there, but once they turn around and start responding, they should be okay. Meanwhile, over here, Rev Crystal still getting beat down, this time by 2 giant enemy crabs here. Both the Rotting Leviathans just going to absolute town. And Aranessa herself going after Mazdamundi here. Of course, with her good combat stats, she's got really good combat stats. And bonus versus large, she's juiced up right now. And yeah, just going to be doing a great job against Mazdamundi here. Not a lot that he can do. His melee defense and armor are both lowered from taunt as well. He doesn't really have the greatest melee defense to begin with on the Palanquin, so yeah, Mazdamundi going to probably go down there. You can see the balance power pretty heavily in the Vampire Coast's favor at this point. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I know I certainly like it when I see different sorts of Vampire Coast builds, not just OP Noctilus and spam summons. This time we sort of see this Crab Death Star forcing some big blobs and then using that very flashy, very awesome Van Geist's Revenge spell to just blow up a whole bunch of Temple Guard. I also really like the use of Aranessa to give all these crabs, you know, extra bonus versus large. Aranessa herself, though, maybe in a bit of a pickle here. The Temple Guard trying to come through, but she nets them. And, of course, one more Van Geist's Revenge for the people down the line, ripping through those Temple Guard. And yeah, Mazdamundi slowly floats away, regretting his life decisions up to this point. This was definitely not part of the plan. He's going to go ahead and go back to his Star Chamber and rethink things. The rest of the Lizardmen forces also rout, so very fun battle. 121 kills at the end of the day on that Admiral, and a lot of those are Temple Guards, so that's really, really good work done. A very fun build, certainly. You don't get to see Sartos and Free Company hardly ever, and let alone actually do okay against things like Skinks. You can see the Skinks pretty much got no kills across the board. 71 kills on the Lamprey's Revenge as well, 55 and an XP Chevron for one of the Leviathans. The other one got 60, which is not bad at all. Felbats did their job of kind of standing around, taking hits, distracting. And yeah, Aranessa herself, only 19, but she was mostly focused on big monsters the whole time. But you can see none of the Bastiladons really paid out. Mazdamundi was able to get some decent damage done, and obviously you would expect some decent kill totals, but since there were no zombies here, they weren't crazy inflated or anything. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. In terms of this build here, yeah, it definitely would work pretty well in this matchup. I think this build could potentially work decently well against Bretonnia also. Not that Bretonnia, you know, really has any kind of chance here. You can do a lot of different things with the pirates and still be good against Bretonnia. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed watching that one. If you do like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button so every time I upload a new video you will be notified. And for those of you who don't know, I don't talk about it super often, but I do have a Patreon up for the channel. If you do want to support me in a more personal way, if you want to, you know, help me continue my channel, help it continue to grow, check out the Patreon there. I do have some Patreon exclusive content. It's nothing Warhammer related. It's mostly just personal stuff. You get to know me a little bit better. I'm planning on posting a lot more of that. I haven't been up till now, but you know, there's some other benefits there as well. Like you know, I might run polls if I'm trying to make a decision about, you know, something I should do for the channel. If it's, you know, A versus B versus C, I might put up a poll just to kind of poll your guys' opinion. And I mean, obviously, if you give me money, then your direction certainly has a bit more weight. So yeah, if that sounds like something you want to be a part of, be sure to check out the Patreon. Thank you once again for watching, and we'll see you next time.